Lexus enters fast-filling premium electric SUV club with jazzed-up Toyota bZ4X. With so many cars spuriously purporting to be sporty or have racing genes, it's refreshing when the presentation for a new one hardly even mentions athleticism. The Lexus RZ is the firm's flagship electric car, and instead it ought to offer confidence, control, and comfort, says Lexus. Mind you, it still has up to 309 bhp and will out-accelerate quite a few hot hatches. The RZ was Lexus' first steps into getting serious about EVs. It had the Lexus UX300e for a while, but that was never quite a heavy hitter. Whereas this car is, and goes toe-to-toe with the likes of the Tesla Model Y, Nissan Ariya, and Hyundai Ioniq 5. The RZ shares its ETNGA platform, which is bespoke to EVs, with the Toyota bZ4X and Subaru Solterra. A cheaper two-wheel drive mode, bZ4X joined the range in 2024 to address issues concerning range and price. Design and styling. If you don't like people looking at you when you're parking in Tesco, this is not the car for you. Its sharp lines and size make it stand out. At 4,805mm in length, it's a fair bit longer than the bZ4X, Ioniq 5, and Skoda Enyaq, yet it's hard to figure out where that extra length has gone, because the RZ doesn't feel any more spacious inside than those cars. Sure, adults won't be short on rear legroom, and the boot is big, but that's equally true of those smaller cars. Interior. Lexus has equipped upper models of the RZ with small infrared heaters to try and save some all-important battery. Traditional heating is not energy efficient, and the RZ's sister Toyota is known to chew through battery trying to heat and cool the car. These heaters act a bit like a blanket for your legs and knees. They work well and interact seamlessly with the heated seat and steering wheel. The car's materials are a cut above the bZ4X's, thankfully, although they are very spec-dependent. Higher trims bring the soft leather and interesting technical materials to rival a Genesis EV60, but lower ones introduce some coarser leather and cheaper plastics. The 14.0-inch infotainment touchscreen is as easy to use as a phone. But it is distracting as the fan speed for the heating controls are on the screen. Legroom in the back is huge, making it one of the most practical electric SUVs on the market. The boot too is right up there with rivals and features underfloor storage for the charging cables. No under-bonnet storage, mind you, and no glove box if you get the infrared heater. Engines and performance. The standard model makes 308 bhp from its two electric motors, resulting in a 0 to 62 miles per hour time of 5.5 seconds, which is basically hot hatch pace. It's really brisk and makes mincemeat of country lane overtaking maneuvers. Like with any decent power E, there's real neck-snap acceleration under full throttle in its sportiest setting. But it's very unlikely you'll be doing this very often. Why? Keep scrolling to get our verdict on the eclectic range. The two-wheel drive model cuts power to 201 bhp, which extends the 0 to 62 miles per hour by about 2.5 seconds. But it's not like it's slow, and Lexus isn't making huge dynamism claims anyway. Ride and handling. Despite not being offered with adaptive dampers, this is a very smooth and quiet-riding car that's reassuring, satisfying, and surprisingly plush feeling, though not exciting, to drive. You can genuinely feel the effects of what Lexus calls Direct 4, a system whereby power and braking force are rapidly shuffled between the front and rear axles to control and reduce the pitch and dive that normally accompanies acceleration and braking. It stops short of being transformative, but does introduce a pleasant calmness to the way the car drives. Although the software can cleverly distribute torque, the front motor is more powerful than the rear one, so the RZ feels at best neutral when cornering under power. That's fine, though, it's not trying to be sporty, remember. And even so, the RZ musters adequate grip, while its standard steering is well weighted. Naturally, the FWD model goes without the Direct 4 system. But there's a comfortable honesty about the 300e straightforward ride, handling, and steering. We have also tried Lexus's one-motion grip steer-by-wire system on the European press launch. The system we tried was technically a prototype still, but it still worked impressively and added some sense of occasion. Having just 150 deg of movement between locks ensures you never have to take your hands off the steering wheel, which is why the yoke shape works. Weirdly, it seems to impart ever so slightly more information about grip levels than the conventional steering. The widely variable ratio robs you of the last 5% of precision, which would be a problem on a sports car, but isn't on a comfy SUV.